Now, I may not be a huge Slender fan, I mean I did use a Slendy Tubby soundtrack in my last video, but I hold a special place for the games in my heart, for the amount of nostalgia I get from it. Yes, I used to be a Slenderman fan, and since the 2018 movie sucked ass, I thought, let's talk about the good Slender games. In 2009, a Photoshop contest was happening, and that's where our Slender Man got made. He became popular and was all over 4chan before Parsec Productions started their development of Slender the 8 Pages. Slender the 8 Pages is a game from 2012 where you collect 8 pages. It's in the name. But if it was just that, it would be piss easy. So Slenderman comes after you, more you collect pages, so you have to run away from him, of course. You get a flashlight which drains over time, so you must turn it off from time to time. The only consequence is that Slender sees you better and you lose visibility. That's it. The benefits are that you get to look at Slender for longer, and the battery not draining. The ending is where you collect all pages, Slender takes you and you wake up when it's daytime. It's an indie game, so of course it doesn't have the best ending, but people still screamed like they were on fire. Now, we go into the big boy, the biggest boy, the oh lordy coming, Slender the Arrival. I played it like 3 times, completed it 3 times. It's a good game, don't get me wrong, but you know, since I talked about a video game for 30 minutes before, I need a little bit of a breather. So now, let's analyze Slender the Arrival so hard that I become a psychotic maniac. Let's go. You start the game off with Lauren, our protagonist, who's driving to her friend Kate's house, who's moving. Once you arrive, a tree blocks your way, so you must go the rest of the way there. But suspiciously, once you arrive at the house, it turns into night quicker. This proves we actually live in a simulation. You go inside her house because the door was left open and you see weird drawings on the wall. There's some spooky long man on the wall. Ooh. You walk around and find flashlight. Let's hope he doesn't leave you. Oh yeah, apparently Lauren thought it was a good idea to record everything. Why? Ask her, not me. You explore some more and hear a scream from the back garden and go to investigate in a panic, since Kate is gone and you hear a woman scream like a baby. You go behind the open doors in the back garden and turn on generator. Wait, I'm playing the wrong game. You find a burned and abandoned house where you can hear a woman crying. So you go inside and get jump scared by a skinny man. Was that Slender Man? No. You go outside and you go to basically play Slender the 8 Pages again. But when you collect 8 pages, Slender plays basketball with you and absolutely dunks on your ass. He dunked you so hard, you wake up in an open field full of tiny houses and a giant fucking cave that you have to go through to get to the tippy top, because tower. And tower good, because tower have information. While you're in the cave, you encounter some sort of girl that runs at you, but you gets blinded with the narrow beam function of your flashlight. So you need to turn on oh, for fuck's sake! You turn on generators for an elevator so you can become an incel again and never touch women. Wait, Lauren is a woman. Well, I already worked the joke, so it stays in. You see a big teddy bear and it's a flashback where a kid named Charlie gets tricked with toys and taken by Slender Man. I mean, if he got tricked with toys, he must have been a stupid kid anyway. You go in a cave and get out. You find a house with a TV and a VCR, and you watch a tape, or I guess play it since you play as the guy in the tape, who is a guy called CR or Carl Ross. He's been helping Kate with ending the Slenderman curse. I'll put up the notes on the screen now if you want to read them, but if not, you can skip to this timestamp. Got it? Good. You play as CR, who's going to Homestead, I guess. So he can pray to Christ, but after some freakish encounter with Charlie, yes, the skinny Fortnite kid you've encountered before is actually Charlie. I clarify all of this at the end. You go to the church with a key you get from a shed, and you enter. And Charlie just bursts in and you run away. You get outside before CR drops, he throws the camera in front of him, where you see Charlie running after him, but luckily, Slenderman is quite nice and takes the camera. How nice of him. The tape ends and you see another tape. You play it and you see Kate drawing something. I'm guessing it's the Slenderman drawings, but she hears something, she stops and grabs the camera before whispering, "He's here," in the most toddler voice ever. Like, why is Kate moving? She legit looks like a child. Lauren looks like an 18-year-old at least. Anyways, you basically have to close every door and window, but at the last window, Slender gets in. And you run to your room like a kid getting told off, but Slender appears behind you and you either get thrown out the window or Kate threw herself out the window, whatever you want to prefer. After the tape ends, you go through another cave, but when you exit, you find the whole forest in flames, and Slender Man using his hentai to stop you. But we move. You find yourself at the tower, which is out of Slender Man's presence. You explore and find a burning dead body, which we find out is CR with the camera recording.
I'm so sorry. Forgive me. I'm so sorry.
Where basically CR, being such a Sigma Chad, he tells Kate that the only way to stop the curse is to burn yourself alive. You hear someone entering the door before Charlie Usain bolts after you, and you get kidnapped. You wake up in a basement with Charlie on the stairs. You look at the note and he leaves. So you go upstairs and hear crying. You go to help the crying bitch before the screamer dude spawns and claws at your face, before cutting to Lauren getting dragged away. Now what happened to Kate? She left CR to kill himself alone, and well, Slenderman got her and she turned into the screamer dude, which is now a proxy, may I add. But yeah, she was in the cave trying to kill you with Slenderman. And what happened to Charlie? Well, he turned into a proxy too, and Lauren is gonna be one too. I hope Blue Isle make a new Slender game, since this one I liked a lot. Wait, I forgot to mention, when you complete the game, you unlock a new chapter called Genesis, where you play Slender the 8 Pages again, but we have lore, and basically, in the 8 Pages game, you played as Kate, but instead of waking up in daytime, you get captured by Slender, which is how she got the curse.